Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Happy Friday to y'all. It's your boy Mike D, aka DDE8, aka 13th Wonder of the World. Happy Friday to y'all tonight. In about 17 minutes, we're gonna watch Smackdown. We're gonna look at Smackdown. Well, I am. And we're gonna see what's going on tonight with The Rock and the Bloodline and all the Arcus stories that there. I'm quite sure they're going to be adding matches. Logan Paul is supposed to be in the house, I think, tonight. We're going to see what happens with the Randy Orton, Logan Paul situation. I think they should go ahead and make it a triple threat, or a five-man match with all of them against Logan Paul. And Logan Paul does not get pinned to lose the title. That's one thing. Um, yeah, man. Great matches from AEW Dynamite the other night. Next week it'll be Edge versus Christian in Toronto. The return of Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks. The tag team tournament. I think part of that tag team tournament starts tonight on Rampage as well as Collision. Darby Allin got rolled off by the Bang Bang Club, which now is a difference because now it's over with between the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, excuse me. Bang Bang, Jay White and them attacked the Acclaim and Billy Gunn. So I guess we're now going to have a winner-take-all six-man tag match, which could possibly happen as well. We also saw Deanna Purrazzo still going to be wanting to go up against Tony Storm. That possibly could happen. Also, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this here as well. Swerve and Joe are still probably going to end up fighting, and I hope Swerve beats him the next time they fight him. I don't know what's going to happen now that Wardlow lost to Samoa Joe. Are they going to try to kick him out? Kyle O'Reilly's going to be in a match against Brian Keith on Collision. Looks like the Undisputed Kingdom's not messing with Kyle O'Reilly right now, but I think that they will. I think they're going to either attack him or he's going to accept the invitation to join the club. Roderick Strong is talking to Kyle O'Reilly now, but sooner or later Adam Cole is going to be talking to Kyle O'Reilly to get into the Undisputed Kingdom, which is a great little faction for them as well. We'll see how that turns out for them as well. Shout out to the Point Place family. I'm sorry. Shout out to Bobby Reezy. Shout out to M Breezy. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to my sister. I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening to me on The Point of View on this Friday. As we get forth, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Then we got Easter as well. Let us all be safe. Let us all keep God in our lives. Let us all pray before we go anywhere these days. It's crazy. A lot of crime going along. But we just here. If we can make it through the grace of God, that's all that matters. God's grace is sufficient, and His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endures to all generations. Let us all keep that in mind, that He endures with us through the good and the hard times. Let's just keep that in mind as a side note. Back to what I was saying about wrestling. Will Ospreay will go up against Bryan Danielson. Okada goes up against Eddie Kingston next week. I don't know. He could possibly win that match. You don't break the bank on Okada and he loses. I don't think he's going to lose. I think he probably will win his first big match in AEW, especially for a title. We'll have to see how that goes down. Also, ladies and gentlemen, is it next week? When is the other storyline? There's another storyline in there somewhere. Oh man, what is it? Okay. Oh yes, Jericho versus Hook next week. Hook's probably gonna beat Chris Jericho, and then they're gonna still be buddy in the tag team division. I think that Chris Jericho could possibly be the FTW champion. We'll see where that goes with Chris Jericho. He's going back to the Lionheart. I don't think he's singing the Judas in My Mind right now. I think he's singing the Lionheart tune. Lionheart, Chris Jericho was, if you guys remember, Chris Jericho has been around for like over 30-something years. So Chris Jericho was Lionheart Chris Jericho when he was in Japan and when he was in ECW and the early days of WCW. So that's when he was Lionheart. He's not Lionheart, but he's going back to being Lionheart. Um, and that's about all right now. I'm just giving you a speedy recap on what's happening in the sport of wrestling. NXT, Trick versus Mello will probably go at Stand and Deliver, which will take place at Stand and Deliver. They got a tag team tournament to decide who's going to go up against the Wolf Dogs. LWO's already in there. A couple more teams is going to be in there as well. What's going to be a triple threat. And I think you take the belts off of them when you do that. There's no way that the OC don't make it in the tournament. And there's no way I believe that the OC will become the NXT Tag Team Champions. That's just my theory about that. Tatum Paxley will go up against the new heel Roxanne Perez. Lyra Valkyrie is going to come back, and Lyra Valkyrie is going to get Roxanne Perez. Tatum Paxley is going to make the swerve. It's going to come after this situation in my book. A lot of matches, Trick and Lash were kissing. So I don't know if that's going to be a storyline. I think that Lash is going to start being down with Trick, as, you know, Noam Dar is going to go up against Trick. And then you're probably going to see a tag match between Noam and Trick. Noam and Mello versus Trick and a partner. We don't know who that is yet. Stax and Dragunov is going to be very interesting. This could be a send-off for Dragunov. Dragunov could lose the title. If Tony, not Stax, excuse me, D'Angelo. If Tony D'Angelo wins the NXT title, this would be a great move for him. That means that Dragunov can go to the main roster and go up against Gunther. That's just me talking, because they had so much history with them back in the day when it was NXT UK and stuff like that. I see the Pelicans are surging. Shout out to Fadeaway, that's his team. The Pelicans are surging. The Pelicans look like a legitimately playoff team. The Pelicans have a chance, ladies and gentlemen, to be a high seed in the playoffs. The Pelicans can make some noise in the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs. I know that the tickets in the Smoothie King are going to be high. I want to go to one of those Pelican games because I want to see Zion play. When I went to see the Pelicans play a few years ago, AD and LeBron were playing against each other. AD was with the Pelicans and LeBron was with Miami. This was Cleveland, excuse me. This was a long time ago. This was like about 8 years ago. Anthony Davis was the man in New Orleans at the time. But I've never seen Zion play, and I want to see Zion play up close and personal and live. Not only that, March Madness is kicking off this weekend. The tournament games, or conference games, excuse me, are going on right now. Michigan State lost to Purdue. And I'm not going to get on the Spartans. I'm not going to get on them. It's painful. And I'm going to leave it at that for right now. Hopefully they have a shot in the tournament. And I don't want them to be one of those that get in there one and done. I think that either Houston or Connecticut could possibly be in the championship game. Connecticut is still high-powered. Houston is still high-powered. I don't know how far North Carolina or Duke's going to go, but I'll tell you this. A bottom team could possibly win the NCAA championship, because with the men's, they're not expected, the team, to that's won to go back the following year and win. It usually don't work that way. In women, it does because Connecticut was back to back when they had Bird and Taurasi and all these other girls there. But I don't know who's going to win this thing. They're trying to, back to wrestling. Let me get back to wrestling for a minute. They're trying to bring John Cena back in for WrestleMania 40. John Cena has been acting. He's been doing a lot of movies and things like that. Let me say this. When are you going to give John Cena his receipt to go back up against Solo? That's what Triple H needs to be trying to figure out with John. Solo Sikoa is owed a receipt by John Cena. That's exactly what it is. He owes him a receipt, and he needs to get him. Not only that, what is wrong with him? He's streaking at the Oscars. Really? Really, John? What are you going through? A midlife crisis? What's going on with you, man? But he's still one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. He's the greatest wrestler of this generation, John Cena is. He's not the greatest of all time until he wins the 17th title from the Nature Boy Ric Flair. He's the greatest of all time. But that's on another note. I didn't watch TNA last night. I wanted to, but I just couldn't. I got it recorded, so I'm going to have to watch it and then tell you guys about it. This week has been tiresome for me. Working hours, overtime tonight, Friday. So after I watch Friday Night Smackdown, I got to get up and go hit the job, hit the clock. But, you know what I'm saying? Folks, you just going to have to work with me on the point of view. I'm trying to get back on here as daily as I can. Sometimes I don't think I can be able to make it, but I do know that you will hear from me out of 7 days out the week. You're going to hear from me at least 4 to 5 days out the week. I'm telling you that because I want you to know that's what it is. Another thing that I did not talk about, and I'm going to talk about it now. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Jake Paul is an okay boxer. But man, if Mike Tyson goes in there taking this guy lightly, Mike Tyson may lose. But Jake Paul does not need to underestimate Iron Mike Tyson. He's one of the greatest boxers for a reason. Mike Tyson will try to knock out Jake Paul. And I'm going to tell you that's me talking. That's not my opinion. That's facts from what I've seen from Mike Tyson. And he is good at what he does. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. I don't know why they don't put him on the games anymore, but I would love to have my character go up against Mike Tyson or Mike Tyson in a tag match against me. And also, congratulations to the late, great Muhammad Ali for making the WWE Hall of Fame. They've even got him as a character on the game. So shout out to Muhammad Ali, folks. With that being said, I'm going to yield here. And I'm going to get off, come back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's full of NBA, college basketball, AEW collision. Enjoy tonight, WWE Smackdown, NBA, NCAA basketball, baseball, as also AEW Rampage. God bless you. God keep you. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Enjoy your night.